Now, good afternoon. The video I put up there the other day now, it kind of ended a little bit abruptly, you know. The battery died. So I might as well finish it off now. Now this is the little area I left them into. The last video, there was no cattle in the last video. This was the area I left them in with all them wildflowers. And it's amazing how after you let the cattle in and after you take them out, you can actually see how bad the rushes are. So there's a lot of rushes in here. So I'm going to have to get my mulcher down now and take them out of it. Definitely they have to go. So I'm after opening up the fence. I took down my wire from here. There's a drain down here in the middle. I took down the wire and I brought it all the way around the full size of the field here. There's about maybe 2 acres in here altogether. So they were on a little under an acre here. So they have a bigger run now this evening. So now there's lovely stuff in here now as well. This is the only little bridge across here. So we have our drain down the middle there. It's not overly deep, so if they go into it, they can come out of it. So they're in here now, and they've got lots of different things to be munching on. Some lovely tall grasses and all them bindweeds and that yellow stuff and lots. There's a bit of a hole here in here now. There was a quarry in here years ago. There were rising gravel out there, so there's a bit of a hole in there now, but it's not too dangerous either. They can walk in around it. It's not deep, so it's only just down as far as there. So they're going to be in here now for 2 days. So straight away there now they're after bushy stuff and not even minding the grass. So that I like to see. But anyhow, the real purpose of this video was, on the last video I was asked a question. I was asked, what is regenerative farming? Or what is regenerative agriculture? I had to scratch my head down for a second. I was thinking, God, I've kind of bypassed that question from the very start. I kind of started this channel for the reason I was just after reading up and I was after watching loads of videos, and I'd only heard about this regenerative agriculture myself. So I did an awful lot of studying on it, and now basically I'm just putting it to practice. So I don't proclaim to be any kind of an expert or professional when it comes to this crack. But I've done a lot of watching from the Alan Savory Institute, Greg Judy's stuff, Alan Williams, Gay Brown. There's an awful lot of people in America that are big into this regenerative agriculture. Look at that lady up there. I was asked before as well what a black Sally is and a white Sally. Well, that's a white Sally there that cow was just pulling out of. I can just point to it right there. So there's all kinds of everything in here. So basically, yeah, what is regenerative farming? Well, they say there's only two types of farming. There's regenerative and degenerative. So if you get yourself a good farm, you've got 6 or 8 inches of topsoil, real fertile, you go in and you leave your cattle in there and you graze and graze and graze and graze and graze and graze until the farm is completely exhausted. You take them off for a couple of months over the winter time in the dormant season, and then the next year the land is completely exhausted and it'll grow in nothing unless you go and buy bagged fertilizer and put it out on it. And eventually your farm becomes depleted. And even under an organic system, the only reason we have chemical fertilizer now is because organic farming was depleting. Growing crops, taking away crops, depleting the soil for generations. Hang on a second. Yeah. Have you over the minute? Sorry, that's my daughter in the quad. Where was I? So anyhow, regenerative agriculture is basically, we're trying to mimic the natural behaviour of bovine ruminants. If we look at the big herds of bison that were over in America, in North America, for thousands of years they roamed and migrated all over the plains, and it has some of the greatest topsoil in the world. From the impact that the bison had over them plains and moving on, and their instinctive habits, that they knew that they could smell the rain, they could move to the better grasses, they're constantly on the move. So basically what we're trying to do here now is trying to mimic that behaviour by allowing the cattle in high impact, short duration, keeping them on the move, keeping them into fresh grass, allowing the grass behind you and the land behind you to recover fully before they ever go back to it again. It's basically what the cattle did in the wild for thousands of years before man ever domesticated them. So the cattle come along and they dung on the ground, they urinate on the ground, they sleep on the ground, they shed their hair on the ground. Their saliva is all over the grass that's left behind. They give birth on the ground, and then they move on. And that land then is left to rest, to recover. And it's increasing the topsoil. They've trampled all the grass down, they've ate the best, they trample the rest. And the microbes and the worms and the life in the soil breaks down that grass and creates topsoil. And basically that's what we're trying to do. So we have no chemical inputs. We try our best to let nature just do its thing, and let the cattle and their instincts and their natural ways to teach us and what they want. So there she is there now, and she's munching away now on that yellow stuff. Some fantastic vegetation in here now. So yeah, as I say, I'm no expert. I'm not great at explaining what I have in my head. But that's the gist of it anyway. Try and improve soil. Every year should be better, instead of every year getting worse and needing more and more and more and more chemical fertilizers. Every year things should improve. So that's as best as I can explain it for now, I suppose. There's, as I say, lots of people out there that can explain it better than me, and I've forgotten an awful lot of it. But I like the results. I'm here testing. This channel now was just to test them theories that I have read about and watched, and so far I'm very happy with it. And why should I buy chemical fertilizers if I don't need it? Just look at that ground there now, and this had a pony living on it all winter long, purposely, because I wanted it ate down. If you want to eat up a rough spot, throw a pony in late after the growing season and leave her on it, and she'll eat down every last bit of it, and then take her off of them before the growing season comes back and leave it rest, and you'll have this. But I wouldn't leave a pony on or in a field too long in the growing season, because she'll rely on the regrowth and she'll destroy all the nice stuff, and all you'll get is a bunch of weeds. So winter grazing and growing season grazing will be different kind of practices. You want to keep them moving fast when the grass is growing fast, and slow them down when everything is slowed down. Look, that's my rant. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I hope I answered a few questions there. So yeah, I better go over to this lady. She's in the quad. But they're in here now anyhow, and they'll be here for another couple of days, and then they're going to be moving up the way and then going home. So for now, I'm going to say good luck and goodbye.